In this video, I'm sharing the most powerful tools in sales. And they aren't what you say, but what you signal. That the real sale begins before the first word leaves your mouth. So let's dive deep into the psychology of making sales by helping people. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Adnan, and I've been in sales for nearly 25 years. And I've been the highest producing rep in a $1 billion home improvement company. And I've learned that the difference between an average rep and a top closer is not about how well you know your product. It's not your pitch. It's the stuff that most people don't even notice. It's your body language, your tone of voice, the way you enter the room, the way you pause. That's what I call invisible influence. It's not fake, it's not manipulative, it's human. And when you know how to use it the right way, people just feel like they can trust you. Let me show you what I mean. There's this thing called someone's baseline. That just means, how does this person act when they're comfortable? Are they relaxed? Are their hands moving when they talk? Are they smiling with their eyes? If you take a few minutes to pay attention to their natural state, that's when at that point, you'll know that if you do something that makes them uncomfortable, you'll notice it. That's called a deviation. Unlike most sales gurus online, I am still active in my field and help homeowners every day make their homes more comfortable and energy efficient. I remember meeting a homeowner not long ago named Lisa. She was a single mom, 2 kids. She was friendly, calm, talking to her kids while I introduced myself. That was her baseline. But then when I said the word financing during my conversation, everything changed. Her body got tight. She crossed her arms. Her jaw clenched a little bit. And her legs started bouncing under the table. That's not random. That's her body saying, I'm not okay with this. Now here's where most salespeople can blow it. If you keep pushing forward, talking numbers, explaining options, it's seldom gonna work. So I slowed down and asked her, has financing ever made you feel boxed in before? Her eyes welled up. She told me about a bad experience years ago where a contractor took advantage of her. So we didn't talk financing for a while. We talked about trust, about control, about protecting her kids and doing things on her terms. That changed everything. I didn't sell a product. I made her feel safe and in control. Now, let me share a simple mindset trick I use. I call it the 3-chair rule. Imagine 3 chairs in your head. One is the authority chair. That's the expert, calm, confident, and trusted. Next is the ally chair. That's the friendly partner. You're on their side. You're relatable. And at number 3, we have the advisor chair. That's where most salespeople sit. They give suggestions and hope the clients take them. But real closers, they earn the authority chair. And they choose to sit in the ally chair. You become the authority by being steady, not rushing. keeping your body calm and your voice grounded. And you become the ally by listening, by showing empathy, by gently mirroring their body language and energy without copying. When you learn to move between these two chairs, you don't need to close anyone. They just naturally follow your lead. Now, let me clear something up. A lot of people think they need to be loud and energetic to take control of the room. But real presence, real command is always quiet. I once walked into a home where the husband clearly wanted to run the conversation. You could tell he was used to being in charge. So I let him talk. I stayed calm, I asked questions, and I didn't want to overpower him. At one point, I just sat in silence. No pitch, no pressure, just still. That silence made him lean in. People are used to salespeople pushing. But when you do the opposite, when you pause, when you hold space, you shift the energy in the room. And that's when people start opening up. Not because you talked more, but because you spoke less. Now, here's something you've probably experienced. You're talking to someone and they just click with you. You're in sync. You like them instantly. That's not luck. That's behavioral mirroring. It's when two people subconsciously match each other's energy, tone, and rhythm. You don't want to mimic people. You want to gently align with their vibe. If they talk slow, slow down. If they lean in just a little bit. It tells their brain, you're like me, you're safe, and I trust you. Now, to apply these principles is like playing poker. It takes 5 minutes to learn the game, but a lifetime to master. So being patient in sales is something I don't see very often. Most salespeople are driven and come across aggressive. Now, it's okay to be aggressive, but it's crucial to know how to tame that aggression and come across calm and even-tempered. Most of you know I personally do ice baths every morning just to train my mind to stay very relaxed under pressure. Now, to keep most conversations going smoothly, you want to make less statements and have better questions instead. For example, here's a phrase I use all the time. It seems like. It's called emotional labeling. It's when you name the feeling the other person is having, even if they haven't said it out loud. One time I had a client who wouldn't talk about price. Every time I brought it up, he changed the subject. I paused and said, "It seems like you're worried about making the wrong decision." He looked at me and said, "Yes. The last time I trusted someone, it backfired." Now, in his case, he needed to be heard, not sold. That one sentence helped me break down the wall. And from that point on, he opened up a little bit more and we had an honest and real conversation. Now, here's one of my favorite tools, and it's crazy simple. It's called the 5-second freeze. When someone throws an objection at you or challenges you, most people rush to respond. But when you pause just 5 seconds and say nothing, it shows strength. It shows you're not flustered, you're not defensive, you're calm, you're in control, and that silence says, "I've been here before, I've got nothing to hide." And that kind of confidence is magnetic. Now listen, None of this is about manipulation. It's not about tricking people. Instead, it's about leadership. When you use these tools with integrity, you're not convincing someone to buy something they don't need. You're helping them move through fear. You're guiding them to clarity. You're helping them make a decision they'll feel good about. You're not selling a roof or a window or a contract. You're selling peace of mind, relief, a better version of tomorrow. When you master the invisible game, the sale makes itself. If you enjoyed this content, you might like this video here that speaks more about the mindset for success in sales.